Hi, everybody from St. Petersburg and beyond. This is WordPress St. Petersburg. If you're watching us on YouTube, we apologize, but this is actually a live stream, so we're going to be answering questions from our audience, and you guys can catch all of those answers after the fact. So let's get started, and I will start the slide portion of our presentation. This is our Ask Us Anything. Hang on a second. Try that one. There we go. This is our Ask Us Anything Crowdsourcing WordPress Support Workshop. We are WordPress St. Petersburg. We meet normally downtown St. Pete at the Suncoast Developers Guild, but as we're in quarantine right now, we will be holding off there at least past July. So July, we're still going to be doing live streaming. If you want to find out about our meetup, we are at meetup.com, WordPress St. Petersburg. Our website is wptampabay.org. We have a Slack chat, a Facebook group, and all of our meetups are listed there. Below me on this screen, you will see Jennifer Novak and Elaine Simmons. They are our other organizers for WordPress St. Petersburg. We are a member of the WordPress Tampa Bay Network, which means we have 3 other active WordPress meetups right now. They are let's see if I've actually got them on the screen here. Yep, I do. We have WordPress Tampa, Tampa eBoard, who meets on Wednesdays at the Charles J. Fendig Library in South Tampa. They are currently on hiatus, obviously due to the quarantine, until they can be meeting there again regularly. Brandon meets at the I can't remember where that one meets at, but it's in Brandon, Valrico. They meet on the second Monday, and go ahead, Elaine. Oh, she went. I can't hear you. You're breaking up, Elaine, I think. Yeah. Anyway, they meet in Brandon. It's on our calendar, and
Okay.
yeah, sorry about that. I know it's the Valrico, but I can't think of the name of the library that one meets on. But they're also on hiatus at present. The new one that is coming in will be the Newport Richey WordPress meetup group. They should be starting to do a live stream in July. That is the plan right now. And as soon as we know more about that, we will put a post out, probably prior to our next Ask Us Anything. As shown on our calendar here, St. Petersburg meets on the first and third Tuesdays. We're off a little bit this week because of Elaine. Yeah, there you go, got it. First and third Tuesdays. We're off a bit this month just because of the Blackout Tuesday from the first week of the month. Our calendar is on tampabay.org events. You can actually click on this link and it will take you to, let's see if I'm sharing that one. No, I'm not. That's okay. If you go to the website, we have a calendar there, but our next meetup is Ask Us Anything in July. Yes, July. No, June. Sorry. I keep forgetting what month we're in. Our next meetup is June 16th. It's going to be our Gutenberger bust, revisiting the block editor in WordPress. That's next week. That will be myself, and I think Jen and Travis will probably be joining on that one. You might have joined too, Elaine, as well, since we have the whole party here. And then on July 21st, we're going to be doing the Google 101 in WordPress, getting your business up and running with Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and Google My Business. Jen will be leading this one, but we'll also be all there as well to hang out. We're going to be showing you how to get your business connected up with Google if you're starting a new business and setting up in your WordPress website. And we're using WordPress Tampa Bay as our guinea pig for this one, so that you'll get to see an actual live site. Getting all the things configured. We also have an Ask Us Anything in July. It is the first July in the month, which is our first Tuesday in July, which I think is it'd be 14 days back from the 21st. I don't have my calendar handy, so. Well, it's on the calendar. We'll talk about it at the Gutenberg meeting. Anyway, we're looking for speakers. If you know WordPress, web design, front end or back end, plugin reviews, theme reviews, anything pertinent to web design, or we also take entrepreneurial type stuff, please let us know. If you've never spoken public before, no problem. You won't have to worry about anybody looking at you because you'll be live streaming. We will help you do that, at least until July and possibly beyond. This is also great for your resume, your LinkedIn or your Twitter feeds, which is quite good right about now for anyone that's possibly having any job issues. You can sign up to do a speaking thing at our website at wptampabay.org/speakers/call. Okay, code of conduct for tonight. There are no stupid questions except the one you didn't ask. We're going to limit your question. We'll be answering questions like giving about like 5 to 10 minutes per question. Any more than that, and we might recommend you going to a going to a consultant if you're going. If you need more than 20 minutes, you should be hiring a consultant. And everyone gets to speak, but no crosstalk. And that basically is really, we're the only ones here talking, so I don't think there's going to be a problem with that one. Okay. All right, so we're no longer going to be sharing that again. So let's look at, we have Erica Woods out in our comments section. Yay. Hi, Erica. There's at least 10 people out there in YouTube Live Land. I'm going to be pulling questions first from the Meetup list. We have our first question actually came from Kenneth Irvin Young, and gonna need him to actually give us some feedback on this one because I do not recognize it or know what to do with it. It is how to edit square up data to change existing invoice data. I have no idea. That is actually a question you probably want to ask Square Up because they do have a support system for that. But if you have more details, we can look into it for you. So that's a question I need more information on in order to answer. The second question we got was from Sue Polinsky, and she had asked this on our Ask Us Anything from Gravity forums. I'm going to paste it again just so that she'll see it in the notes. But this is the kind of question that you definitely want to go to Gravity Form support to answer, because we need to be looking at your configuration. It's basically why does Gravity Forms only upload a Dropbox while logging is on? Is this a known issue? That's not a known issue. That's not an issue, a normal issue. So you really need to open a support ticket with Gravity Forms for that one. Our next question is from Lynn Johnson, and I think this was actually handled in our Facebook group. Let me pop that into our chat real quick. They're all showing WordPress Tampa Bay, but I'm copying it as anyone I've got in here. Her question was about setting up PayPal on a WordPress theme. This came through our Facebook group, and we found out a little more information about it. She was using an Envato theme, a live directory site, like a directory site where you would basically pay to have your directory listing loaded. And it actually had premium support. So those kind of things, if it had been using a plugin specifically for the payment gateway, we might be able to help her, but since it's integrated into the theme and integrated into the theme that she purchased, we kind of have to have you go back to your theme developer for that one. So, and that's what I recommended. But Lynn, if you are on tonight, let us know if you found out anything. So, all right, next question. This is a fun one. I don't know what to actually do with this one. So, next question is from Frank Tedesco. He says, I cannot correct inexplicable mistakes. Okay. We need a little more information on that one, Frank. Can't really answer that one without more details. I can't correct inexplicable mistakes either.
Can't answer inexplicable questions. I don't know.
There you go. That's a pretty accurate statement to make there. And let's see. We have a good one here. Actually, this is a good one to pass on to anyone who does come in to check on us. And we get asked this a lot in our meetups. Oh, hey, Michelle. How are you doing? Yay. Michael Richard asks, I need a person who can take over the design of my website. Well, we have what we typically recommend on that one is that since our Facebook group is open, and it actually has, how many members does it have on it now? Let me see if I can find that out. But we have a post on our Facebook group, and I'm going to actually just share that screen real quick, I think, for you. Because, I can actually see us live there. Let's see, where's announcements? We have 306 members on our Facebook group. And the best place to ask those kind of questions is on our Facebook group, and just basically tag it with needing a job listing or something of that nature. Um, we have a lot of freelancers that hang out there, and that's pretty much the best place to go for questions like that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Another question. This is a question I think from someone from Suncoast Developers Guild. uh, let's see. I have one more after that, I think, and that's about it. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is a question from Kamari. How to use my knowledge in web development to help people create WordPress websites. If you're familiar with web development, which I'm assuming what you mean by that is that you know HTML, you know CSS, you're good with jQuery, you maybe are good with JavaScript and things of those nature, and maybe you're building, web apps and stuff like that that you've learned through Suncoast Developers Guild or from other online coding sites. The only thing you have left to learn really is WordPress, and we have a pretty good link on our website. Hang on a second, I'm going to share this one real fast. Let's see, is it our FAQ? Yeah, I think it's in our FAQ. Come on, you. Yeah. Okay, give me just a second. I will share that screen. Chrome tab. Okay. Make sure, yeah, we got it there. Okay. If you can read this, I'm going to zoom it up just a little bit so it's a little easier to read. A lot of folks have been asking for beginner WordPress training and things along those natures. It's hard for us to teach beginner level stuff if you've never used WordPress before. So what we typically recommend to people is going to lynda.com, which is actually LinkedIn Learning now. We might need to update these, I think. But if you have a library card in Pinellas County or in Hillsborough County, you can actually get into Lynda for free. And I've got some links there for an essential training to WordPress by Morten Rand Hendrickson. And that's typically what we recommend, is actually going to the source, learning WordPress first, and that'll let it be easier for you to actually train people in WordPress. So, okay. All right, we got some folks out there in the, oops, where'd we go? There we go. All right. Let's see, I think there's another question here about e-commerce shortcode. I have no idea what that is. You need to give us some more information. And that's from a G. Miller. I'll pop it in here into our chats, but again, guys, you got to give us actual questions. So that means ask a question that someone can actually answer. So G. Miller asked e-commerce shortcode. Yeah, we have to have more information than that. So, in order to answer that question. And let's see. Here's possibly another good one. Kelly Letourneau asked, what do people recommend for cart checkout tools for subscriptions? It really depends, because it depends on what kind of connection you're trying to do. I know Elaine has a membership site or membership directory site, and you're using, what are you using as your membership plugin? Do you remember?
Restrict Content Pro.
Okay, Restrict Content Pro. Yeah, because I knew
Restrict Content Pro.
Yeah, Restrict Content Pro is one that you can use to set up a subscription and then allow them to basically post their posts if they are.
And membership.
Yeah, and membership. Yeah, membership is for setting up roles. But Restrict Content Pro would be for tracking the subscription costs and stuff like that. I know WooCommerce has a subscriptions plugin that works with their cart system, and all the payment gateways, etc., would be coming from WooCommerce. Let me look that up while I see if I can find that one. I don't use them myself, but WooCommerce subscription. Yeah, there is a subscriptions plugin. It's an extension. Here you go. I will share this one. Oh, that's a long link. Okay. Any new questions up? Not yet. Okay. Let me share screen again. Stop screen, share screen, application window, Chrome tab. There we go. That one. Okay. There's a WooCommerce subscription which allows you to create recurring payments. It has a lot of different configurations, billing schedules, the whole bit. A little expensive. It's like $199 annually. So that's one to look at. I think they have a free version though. So worth checking out. Okay. You guys have any other suggestions for that one? Jen or
No, I think that's the standard.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a bit expensive. It's more
Yeah.
expensive than I recall it being. So I don't know if
Yeah,
the
that
price
is a
went
lot
up
more
with
expensive.
the acquisition, or
Yeah.
what happened there.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, because I know their booking plugin runs about that or twice that actually. So I was kind of surprised that their subscriptions is that expensive.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know. Um, We have another odd question from Joan. It just says network access. We need a little more information, Joan. I'm not going to cut and paste that one. We do have a good question here, though. It's from Valeria. And this is our last from our RSVPs. So if anybody out there has questions in our YouTube chat or our Facebook chat, either ask it in the chat window or use that handy dandy link, this one right here, to dial into our call and give us your question. So here is Valeria's question is creating your first site, how to organize. Basically, that's a good question. It's a really good question. When you're thinking about it, you kind of have to think about your content strategy for your client. In most cases, a client's website, depending on the business is, they're going to have the home page, which typically should be a landing, which would give most information about the client, their business hours. There's a handful of things. If they've got a brick and mortar, or if they are an online only business but they have business hours, you want to make sure their contact information is easily visible from the main page. Their hours are listed very easily from the main page, and within 5 to 10 seconds, you can find out what the business is about. That is the absolute most critical thing on landing on their site. Once you're on the site, it's very important to have like an about page that explains information about your business. Can talk about the members in the business, either the directors or the staff members, that sort of a thing. If they've got services or products to sell, that gives you another whole section for the site. If they're going to be doing, you obviously want to have a contact form of some form, some way to get in touch with them. And if there is going to be any kind of all websites have to be out there, have to serve a purpose of some kind. Either that purpose is to get people onto their mailing list or get them to contact you. So like if all my business was as I was selling, selling chapstick, I would, at least have the ability to have like the way to purchase chapstick. That's my conversion. Having a website, my conversion of the website is to sell the chapstick. If I am a writer or something of that nature and I want people to get engaged in my newsletter or my mailing list, my conversion at the website is to have people opt into my mailing list. So the most important thing for me is to have them sign up to my mailing list. Like for our WordPress Tampa Bay, the most important thing for us is to have you guys visiting our videos, checking out, and RSVPing to our meetups. That's the most critical thing for us. We don't send out newsletters, so for us, it's having you join our meetups is the most critical piece. So if our website is performing that purpose, then it's done what it needs to do. And that's what you always have to look at first when you're thinking about how do I organize my first site, is what is the purpose of my website? What's the primary purpose of my website? And then all of your content should derive that particular purpose. Have any thoughts, Jen? Because you've done a lot of these. I'm not doing client work as much anymore, and the world's changed a lot.
Yeah, I think just starting with your purpose and trying to figure out, what is your objective, and then kind of laying things out from there. And Michelle had a good point of have them look at other sites to benchmark. So definitely take a look at competitor sites in your industry. Take a look at just any site, something that's something similar to what you were doing, but outside of your industry. You can find a lot of parallels, and you find a lot of good design and process. But really think about your user flow, what you want users to accomplish on each page, that call to action on each page, where you want them to click, what you want them to read, what you want them to look at, just kind of the flow of where they're supposed to click and where their eyes are supposed to go, and really think about your content and laying it out in that manner. But I mean, I think that's probably the main overview without having more detail. When I start working with clients, I mean, those are kind of the main things that I go over. What's your business? What do you do? What are you trying to accomplish? Who's your target demographic? Really thinking about who you're trying to target, and how to narrow that down, and what your target audience wants to experience when they're on your website. And then from there, I kind of go into a number of other questions about, and basically all of them are about, what you need to accomplish and what your website needs to do. So it really just kind of flows from there. But if you're still on and have a little more information about, like what your first site is about, like what are you trying to do with your website, that would help.
Yep. And I would say, adding to Jen's comments too, is that when you're presenting content, she's talking about putting call to actions here and things along those lines. Also think about being consistent. If you're designing a site that has, oops, someone's making an interesting sound. Don't know what that was. If you're designing a site that has a regular set of content, that is like, if you were doing movie reviews or something of that nature, or maybe you were selling real estate properties, you're a real estate broker. If you're presenting all of your real estate listings and the box with the property information is like all over the place, like every single time you go to one, it's in a different place, that's a very bad thing to do. So the concept is that at least be consistent with the presentation of your content, because that will help the person actually viewing your website get through your content easier and not get annoyed. So we have some comments, but no.
And iterate over time, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Yep, we can.
Iterate
we can
over time as you decide to change it up, or have a message that changes on the homepage.
Yeah. Have something definitely.
For instance, COVID or whatever.
Yeah. The integration with that.
What?
So, yeah, the integration with having some kind of either a blog or a news or something like that, so that you have more recent and current news, so that it does stay pretty active inside Google as well.
A way to communicate instantly. Yes.
Yeah. There's no questions out there in our commentary, and no one has dialed in yet. So I want to see the first volunteer. Dial into our chat. Give us your question. Come on, Erica. Come on, Michelle, dial in. Here's a good one from Lynn. Lynn Johnson asks, how do you know what to charge for creating a WordPress website? Honestly, there's a lot of ways to do pricing. I did a talk probably, God, how many years ago was that, Elaine? It was quite some time ago, but it was called like how to figure out ethical pricing. And what you basically have to do is that you have to figure out how much it's going to cost you to live, and then mark up from that. So I'm going to give you a link to a video.
Maybe 3 years.
Yeah, it's been at least 3 years.
Yeah.
So hang on a second. I'm going to share my my WordPress Tampa Bay screen. Here we go. There we go. All right. So on here, it's called ethical pricing. And yeah, there it goes. Speaking client, ethical pricing, burn rates, and workshop. This little guy here, there's a video on it and everything. There's the video right there. Video's really short. I think it's like 15 or 12 minutes. There was like 3 people that showed up on that particular talk. And I'm going to cut and paste this into the chat as well so that you guys have access to it. There you go. So that's the link to it there inside our commentary. But this talk was like maybe 12, 13 minutes. We had 2 people that showed up. I did the talk, they left, and then somebody else came in at the end of it, and I did it again. So it was a really interesting one, but it basically talks about how to calculate your burn rate based on what your actual expenses are. And then you work out from that how many hours a week you want to work, and that helps you come into the actual rate that you need to survive. So, and it works out pretty well, actually. So if you have any questions after that, Lynn, just holler to me, and we will definitely talk about it. Steve says hi. Hi, Steve. So I have no idea who wrote who. Can you guys see who wrote the "I have 0 technical questions to ask, but great seeing you all"?
I can check.
I don't know. It's great seeing you all too. If you want your name to actually come across instead of Facebook user, you have to authorize StreamYard to recognize you first. There's a link inside inside our Facebook live thing for that. So, but it's great seeing you too. Even though you're not in here seeing us, you're not in here letting us see you. We want people to call in. It probably was Erica. Yeah,
it was.
So, yeah. So we need folks to dial into the call. Come on, ask a question. Otherwise, this call's going to be really short. We're like at 27. Oh my gosh, we have a Nichelle. We have a Nichelle. We have a guest. We have a guest, everyone.
Oh,
hi,
hey.
Nichelle. How are you doing? Long time no see.
How are ya?
Hey, sweetheart.
Hello.
Can we hear you?
Where's your mic?
I had to turn it off so you wouldn't get feedback because I had it up on Facebook.
Oh, good girl. There you go. How you been, girl?
I've been crazy busy.
Oh.
Yeah. I figured as much. Thank you for attending this evening.
Sure.
Yeah. Good to see you.
I
Did
had
you
to
have
actually
any feedback
type
on any of those questions?
Huh?
Did you have some feedback on some of those questions? I know you usually do.
Well, no, I think that Jim brought up what I said about the actual how do you plan out working on a website, and I kind of go into what you and Jen already stressed. One of the things I found invaluable when I was doing consultant work is developing yourself a questionnaire. So then that way, when you go in, those questions that Jen was asking, you're able to document them down. And then when you go back, you can refer to them as you need to. Or if you find out once you get back to your office after the initial meeting, you need some points of clarification. It's great to have that in front of you. So when I was doing the consulting work, having that initial questionnaire was invaluable.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you have a sample of that, or do we have a sample of that? Because it wouldn't be a bad idea to put one of those out.
I'll do some digging. I think I still have it somewhere, but I got to dig for it.
No problem. We have a Frank out there who is going to be jumping into the call, and he's got a question. Hey, Frank, how are you?
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hi,
Can you
what's
guys
your
hear me?
question? Yep, we can hear you just fine.
I
What's
was
your
the one
question?
with the inexplicable question.
Oh, you're that Frank. Okay. What
That
is
was
your
some-
inexplicable question?
That was left over from the last meeting. I couldn't get in on time or something.
Oh, okay. So yes,
Okay.
how do you need to have some inexplicable mistakes corrected?
Well, I have an old, I call it old WordPress site using Nirvana, which is one of the themes. I created it a long time ago. I even forgot how I did it. Okay, to tell you the truth, but I don't do it all the time. But now I really have to get into it on almost a full-time basis. But I received a large grant, and I now need to really activate my work. Okay. Well, I just have to explain it. You really have to see it on the site. But now I have I tried to. One of my photos on my site is sideways.
Okay.
I don't know how to correct it. I mean, I don't
Okay.
know how it went sideways. That's why I call it inexplicable. I don't know how that happened, and I don't
Okay.
know how to repair it.
Do you have the link for your website?
Sure.
Yeah, because if you can give us a link to that page, we can go check it out real quick.
Uh,
You can just cut and paste it in the chat, or
okay, where is chat? Here, I'm using.
do you see down the right hand side? There's a comments, and I think there's private chat. Do you see the private chat box?
Chat on the bottom here. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, click in there. You can pop it in there.
I really have to radically transform my site into because I'm doing. It didn't. Well, it didn't. Okay, now it's working.
Okay, I've got it. Hang on a second.
You got that?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
You see the first page there. It has.
It is loading now, so give me just a second. I'm gonna pop this on the screen real quick.
So great! Then I don't have need to pull it up myself. Then.
No, you do not. So
okay, good.
The stream. There we go. So we're up. Are you talking about this one here?
Right there, yeah.
That third one right there. Okay, give me a second. Let me pull this off onto my own little tab so I can take a look at it.
I was experimenting with it. I changed some things, but I have to radically change this. I'm tired of this old theme. I'm a death and dying guy. Okay.
Yeah,
and
it's not being rotated. So I have it's not being rotated. The image was actually sent in that way. So give me
no,
just
it was correct before. I wouldn't have left it that way. It was somehow, like I said, inexplicable. It was correct for a year or two, and then it.
Okay.
I did something trying to change my site, and it flipped. And I didn't know how to get back into to restore the original position.
Well, if you need to fix it inside your back end, you can. Let me hop into. I can't do it on your site, but I can show you on ours. So, all right. If I go into our back end, and you're in the media library, go to media, and I'll just take. Hopefully, I'll take this little picture of a snail. I don't know why we have a picture of a snail, but we have a picture of a snail. So if you want to change it, go into Edit Image and rotate left or rotate right. So Media Library, pick the image, Edit Image, and then click either rotate left or rotate right to fix it.
And it should
correct
it on the site itself?
I'll do it now. So we rotated it left and hit save.
Yeah.
And because there's only one. When you do media inside your media library, it's linking to the only media. That particular item actually has a name on your site, and it's linked all the way through your site that way. So all you really have to do is do it like that. And see, like now I've rotated it. If I want to change it back, I would rotate it right, and then hit save. Okay.
Simple as that. I do it from
the
media library.
Media library. Yeah.
Huh.
Find the picture, and then do that to it, and you should be good to go.
Now I wanted to change almost everything on that site. I mean, it's all dated information.
Yeah, that's a lot more work, but
how do you? I don't want to throw things away. Can I archive what I've left? I mean, that old stuff, and so I can save it?
It depends on how you have hosted the site. You said it's got a specific theme, and so you don't want to lose what you have. So, do you know who your hosting company is?
Yeah, it's that famous one.
SiteGround, GoDaddy.
GoDaddy.
Okay, GoDaddy doesn't have staging, so you would want to at least have a site that has staging. But what you could do is, how comfortable are you with your computer?
I'm getting more and more comfortable. I mean,
okay.
I have to become comfortable. It's a matter of
that's true. What I would do is do a full backup of the site, and then put it in your local so that you can check it out locally and play with it. There's a application actually called Local by Flywheel. And it allows you to run on Windows or Mac, a local development environment with, WordPress. It'll set the whole thing up for you. All you have to really do is just say create a local site. And
Okay,
use it.
you were very fast. I have to take notes on this. Okay.
That's okay. I'll give you the link. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna give you the link right now. So give me just a second. I gotta find it on my thing up here again. Give me a second. Share screen. Chrome tab. We'll do this one. Okay. I'm actually running local on this particular instance right here. But local by Flywheel is what you're looking for. Local WordPress development environment. Oh, that's interesting. Now they're calling it WP Engine. Huh. Not that one.
Nope.
Wow.
Oh.
Here we go. It's called localwp.com.
Wow.
There you go.
Local
Yeah,
WP.
that's localwp.com. I'll copy it and put it in the chat too.
Okay.
Huh.
That's new. I was
That's
kind of
brand
shocked
new,
on that
I
one.
think.
That is
So
definitely brand new.
I download this, and then
and that'll allow you to have a local copy of your website.
how do I transfer
if
my
you-
website to that? I mean, that's
that's a good one. There's a plugin called WordPress DB Migrator Pro. There's a couple of different ways to do it. What's the one that you like, Elaine? Oh, Elaine's not on. Hang on. I'll bring Elaine in. There she is. Elaine, what is the WordPress Migrator tool you like? Is it called All-in-One WP? The one to back up and move a website. She looks frozen.
Yeah, I thought she dropped off.
I think she did.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll take her out of there again. I'm gonna.
Oh,
She's
that
got
stinks.
she has no internet today, so she's dialing in through her phone. Let me go back to our website again, and I will show you a whole bunch of them. If you type the word backups on our website, yeah, nope, that's not it. Managing, nope, not that one. Backup, database, nope. Gosh darn it! Hang on. That's not the one for some reason. I know it's called database migration. There we go. Aha! There we go. If you type the word migration, I'll give you this link too.
okay.
We did a talk on this, and it has a lot of explanations about how to do migrations, how to get your data off your website and move it to another site. Okay? I will cut and paste that in the comments as well, so you have that link. Okay?
Okay.
And if you have additional questions after that, we'll be back again in July. So at the first Tuesday of July, and we can help you out there, or you can bring them onto our Facebook group, and you
Okay.
can ask there as well. So
I'll be a year older then, but it's okay.
yeah, a whole
No,
year
you're
older.
Well, my birthday.
All
That's my
right,
birthday.
cool. Well, happy birthday, happy early birthday. So, all right, Frank. Well, thank you for
Okay.
being our first guinea pig, other than Michelle.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
And happy birthday. And
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. You have a good one. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
And kick from studio. Okay. All right. So now we have a question from Andy Von Boos. Does anyone feel that wireframes are still useful with the advent of the page builders being so user-friendly now? I find more important is to develop the menu structure and whatever content for flow. Am I missing something? Even with page builders, Andy, you still need to design a content structure that is consistent. So designing a menu structure and letting content flow, it's too easy to let your content go all over the place. And oftentimes what I find is that designing a content wireframe, at least for each individual type of content, is necessary so that I know that I'm gathering the right content. And that's my viewpoint. So do you guys have any thoughts on that one?
To me, it just depends on the project.
Mm-hmm.
I
know Nichelle has a viewpoint.
Yeah, if it's just me who's building the site for a client, and we have all the content, which good luck sometimes,
Yeah.
then I might honestly, I might just sketch some things out, literally with pen and paper or pencil in a notebook of how I kind of want them to work. And then I'll just move in and start, we'll build out the homepage, build out a content page, and maybe whatever specialized page they need, whether it's e-commerce or like a contact page or whatever specialized pages they need. We'll build those out, make sure that's something that the client is happy with, and then from there, the content will
Fill in. Yep.
determine kind of how things need to look on each particular page. So it just depends. But if I were working with a larger team, then definitely I would want wireframes, because I want us all to understand and have the same understanding. If I sketch something out in my notebook, it's right in front of my face. I know what I meant when I wrote it down, usually.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you know,
even a
working
wireframe
with
doesn't
team,
have to be
every
much
now and
more
then
than
you
a napkin drawing.
Exactly.
That's how I look
Right.
at it. Yeah.
Exactly. But every
And
now and
now-
then, if you're working with a team, you know, you've got to make sure that you're all on the same page, that everyone understands and is working towards the same goal. So to me, it really just depends.
Yeah.
on the project.
For me, I 100% think that you should do a wireframe, even if it's lo-fi, is what Jen and Jim were talking about, because it helps you organize your thoughts. And sometimes you'll find you'll go down a rabbit hole with it, and just for consistency's sake, it's good to have it. I know I don't use actual tools like Azure and all of these other, like Sketch and all these other things, because I'm not that good at it. But I even build out a wireframe using PowerPoint, just so that if I need to present, even as I work with my developers today on websites, I'll just do some gray boxes with a layout and say, build me something that'll fit into this layout that I was thinking about, or come back with something even better, but at least it's something to be had and that's tangible within, but it also help you organize your thoughts at the same time.
Well, and even with them handing something off to a designer, because they may want to come up with something really unique and interesting, I still do at least a napkin style layout of the content, so that they know that this content has to be presented. Otherwise, they'll miss it. They'll skip it, and it won't be on there at all. Or you'll end up with, especially if you're using a page builder, sometimes you'll end up with every single site looking exactly the same. And or you'll do like I went to a site recently where the marketing team laid it out, and it's very obvious the marketing team laid it out, because all the it's like you're going to support page, and 80% of the site is all marketing, and there's nothing right at the top or anywhere near the top that lets you get to open a support ticket, or I don't have an account, so I need to be able to get to your community support. None of that is there. None of the docs links, anything. And I'm looking at it going, who designed this? And I said, marketing. So it's one of those kind of things. You have to, at least from a viewpoint of, you have to highlight the content that's important. And if you are designing a site that's going to have a lot of content, but the content is consistently the same type of content, like you've got a whole bunch of facts, or you've got a whole bunch of product pages, or you've got a whole bunch of knowledge base articles, each article has to be laid out the exact same way. Otherwise, people will go to the different knowledge base articles and they'll all look different. So you can't really have that. So yes, I think we answered that. Did we answer your question pretty good there, Andy? I'm sure you'll let us know. So Frank has actually dropped in Rick has actually dropped in a couple of comments about when doing easy duplication, you can duplicate a page and then change the name of that duplicated page and put an X in front of it, and it'll drop to the bottom alphabetically in the WordPress pages list, which is true. That is one way to do to test a site while you're working on it. I never do that. I almost always, because it's one of those kind of things, like I like to have like if we're working on the WordPress Tampa Bay website, I dump a copy of it to staging. I do all my work there, and then I push the staging up over live. And that way I know that I'm not damaging the live site, and I get to test stuff out before it actually goes live. So that's just me, though. Let's see. Do you have any thoughts on that, Jen? Do you ever do like that? When you're like you don't do live coding on your website live, do you?
No, I typically will make. I mean, I think with all the. Just trying to think of any instances. I've gotten so comfortable with creating staging sites that
Yeah.
it's almost like I don't want to do anything live because you just never know. You never know what's
Yeah.
going to distract you in the middle. You never know
Yeah.
if your internet's going to crash or
Well,
what's
like
going
that
to pull
one
something
time I
down
was
the act.
updating plugins and I was like I was on local by Flywheel and I was updating plugins and I clicked the button for Yoast and I blew up the site. And just because
Yeah.
Yoast decided it did not work that day and I had to like suddenly restore everything from backup, but it was at least local does a backup every day, so it wasn't a big deal. But
Right.
yeah, I learned my lesson with that one. I learned
And
to
it can
stage.
seem like one simple change, but if you don't have time to restore the site,
Yeah,
then you don't have time to make that one simple
yeah.
change.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're changing themes, you definitely want to go
Oh,
to a staging
absolutely.
site, most definitely. Because a theme change may not seem like that much, but theme changes sometimes include custom post types. Sometimes they've got, especially
Mhm.
nowadays, when you're changing themes and they've got builders involved, you could be completely, you may just be screwed if you don't. So, yeah. We'll be talking about, and Andy, to another point, we will be talking about thinking of stuff in blocks and thinking of stuff in wireframes or like kind of creating, even if it is just a paper wireframe. We'll be talking about that as it applies to like block editors next week when we talk about the Gutenberg block editor. So, hey, Miss Michelle, you hiding? So let's see. No new questions out there, people. Folks are all quiet today.
Hey, Jim, I found the
Yes.
questionnaire. Where do I need to put it at? Or do I just need to
Um,
email it to you?
yeah, if you want to mail it to me, and I will get it out there on our thing. I think
Okay.
that's a good idea. I'll pop it up on, or you can pop it on the Facebook group, and we'll escalate it.
Well, you might want to look at it first and strip
Okay.
it down or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Cool. Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Well, we don't have much going on, and there's no questions coming through. We will give folks another. We're at 7:15. We will give folks another 15 minutes to get some questions or dial into the call, and then we will wrap up at 7:30 if we have no more questions. So, some other things. Our next talk, like I said, is next week. It's going to be on the Gutenberg block editor, and most of the folks that are here might actually be on that call. So it's going to be kind of like an open discussion. We're going to be kind of structured at the beginning, and then showing you how it kind of works and how to use it and not be so terrified of it, and how to use it in a framework so that you can use both the Gutenberg block editor and the regular editor at the same time. Here's a good question from Lynn.
That is a good question.
How to create a staging environment for other developers to make edits to as well. Typically, that is going to have to be a staging environment that's actually on your hosting server. So that means if you've got WP Engine, if you have Local by Flywheel, if you have SiteGround. I think SiteGround does staging, don't they now?
Yes, SiteGround does.
Yeah, yeah. Pagely does staging. Most of your better hosting companies will do staging sites now. I don't think GoDaddy Pro does. I can't remember.
They do.
They
The
do?
their managed
Yeah, the managed one?
hosting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, most of your hosting companies will do a staging site. If they don't, like even with Bluehost, what I would often do is I would honestly just duplicate the site and put it on another name like staging.domain name.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always my staging copy. And that's what and then I would just flip them. So, and your hosting company can help you with that. So, that's the easiest way. If you're doing one locally, you kind of have to like copy the development copy around, and that gets really messy. So we've done that a couple of times when testing talks that we've done. We've had like a copy of a blueprint with all the plugins and everything in it, and my copy would not be the same copy as Jen's copy because you have multiple development copies. So if you're doing an actual staging site, it needs to be actually on your WordPress server. So, okay, good question, very good question. So, Rick, thanks. I'm glad you're looking forward to next week's discussion. I am too. I still have to write the slides. So, all right, that was a good question, Lynn.
Yeah. If
Lynn,
you
did
Google like whatever hosting company you're using, if you Google like how to create the staging environment for that hosting company, you should find either in their documentation or someone who's written a blog about it, because I've had to do it for a number, because every hosting company, and in cPanel, if you've got a hosting company that's using cPanel, which most of them are, it's all fairly the same, but each hosting company might have some different little nuance that you might want to learn about if you don't have that one click. But it is so much easier and so nice if you do have a hosting company that does offer that one click, especially when you're like in that maintenance phase. Like when you're developing the site, when you're first developing it, it's okay, we're going to create it on this staging, then we're going to migrate that entire site over. But once you've done that, it's kind of a hassle to have to do that again. So to have that hosting company that offers that one-click staging is so nice. And SiteGround, you can create up to 10 staging sites. So that's really nice as well if you need to save like different iterations for some reason. I've done it like during a build phase. So it's just so handy. I've gotten really spoiled with it.
Yeah. WP Engine does the one staging, and so does Flywheel. So both of them do like the current active staging copy, but they do backups daily automatically. And I know for me, just even when you're doing maintenance, knowing that you can go to staging and test it all first and make sure that it doesn't blow up your site before you upload, and then all you really have to do is hit one button and push it live, and you're done. So.
And Lynn, I think there's a statement that says you're using GoDaddy. I think that's your comment.
Yeah, that's a different person. That's a
okay.
different person.
I couldn't quite tell. There was a different. There's a middle name in that one.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
If you're using if you're building sites for a client, you might really want to look at SiteGround versus GoDaddy, just because of that one click. I know their managed hosting offers the one click, but it is a bit more expensive.
Yeah, and I want to say that even WP Engine's one site you can get staging for very inexpensive. So if you want to go full managed, WP Engine, Flywheel, SiteGround, all of them.
Yeah,
they're all worth it. Lynn Johnson, did you get your theme working? The one that you had, the listing directory theme with the PayPal integration. Did you ever hear back from the support ticket folks on that one? Let us know. So we never heard back from you on the Facebook group. Folks, if you do have help and you need help, our Facebook group is always there. And we have 300 people that are on it. So, and we also have people from Orlando and everyone else that also. Oh, that is you. Okay.
That is her. All right.
Yeah, she is you. There's two of her. She's like, there's a Lynn Harold Johnson and there's a Lynn Johnson.
Yeah, I
and
think
one's
it looks
on
like
Facebook
one is
and one's
on
YouTube
and one's on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. So like she's
she's
a twin out
multitasking.
there. She's multitasking. So okay, yeah, GoDaddy doesn't have staging unless you've got the managed WordPress hosting. So that's gonna be an interesting one for you. So I don't recommend GoDaddy, but we've done a talk on hosting as well. Let me see if I do. What do you know? Here we go. Let me add to stream. There we go. If I go over here real quick, let's see. Yeah, here it goes. Hosting. Here we go. Called Choosing a WordPress Host Q&A. We talk about this. So I will copy that into the chat as well. Okay. Gotta love our website because we have everything in it. And Lynn says, no, I did not get it working. The site is Green Book of Tampa Bay. So Lynn, do you want to dial into the call? We have a link for that. It's this one here. And I will also copy it and paste it in the chat again. So feel free to dial into the call. Yeah, when a PayPal gateway, like in that one particular one that you brought up to us, when you gave us the link and told us where the theme was, that theme has hard-coded the payment gateway as part of their membership process inside the theme itself. And it's not a separate plugin. It's a hard-coded. So it's one of those kind of situations where you're going to have no choice but to go to them, unfortunately. All right. If you don't join the call, we will probably end up wrapping up shortly because we have We're at 7:24, and I'm not seeing any new questions popping up. So Elaine's back, but she doesn't have anything but audio, so I'm gonna leave her down there. I know. I think she's lost her internet. So poor little thing. Poor dear.
I know. No Netflix, no Hulu.
Yeah. We've had like all kind of crazy stuff happen today. She lost her internet. Travis lot got flooded. It's been a very interesting day. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing any new questions popping up in our chat. So, hey, Nichelle, you going to be here next week for our talk? For
I
for
was
the
on mute,
Gutenberg
sorry.
talk. Yeah,
Huh?
I mean, if you want to, you can come in. We can have us,
Which talk was it?
the
Gutenberg.
Gutenberg talk, the block editor talk.
Like I can
We might-
contribute to that.
You can do it.
Talking about content. Who knows? We'll figure out something. Yeah. And I know we're going to be doing another Ask Us Anything in 2 weeks after that. And then we're going to be doing a Google Talk in July. And I think Tampa Tech for Good, Erica's out there somewhere, she wants to be doing an Ask Us Anything for one of her talks as well. So I have a feeling that it's going to be more of a WordPress business consulting, business analyst type talk. So we might all want to be on that one as well. So we're trying to work that one out. Andy, thank you. Andy says, always good to listen in. Thanks all. Always a bit something new to learn. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, we try our best. We kind of zoomed through all the content tonight. It was a really fast one. But it's one of those kind of things when, I can always make everybody ask questions when you're actually physically there in front of us. I can call on you one at a time and make you ask us a question. Oh, we got a Lynn coming in. Hang on a second. Here she comes.
Oh, there's another question about Namecheap. Namecheap
don't-
hosting.
I
I
know
haven't
anything
used
about the
Namecheap
hosting, yeah.
hosting. I've used them for domain name purchases.
There's Lynn.
Hi.
Hi, Lynn. Can
Hi,
we hear
Lynn.
you? How are you doing?
Can you
Can
hear
you hear
me?
us okay? Yep,
Yes.
we can hear you.
How are you?
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can
Yep,
hear
we
you.
can hear you. Yeah. Are you using headphones?
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah, you want to
I
listen.
think maybe there's probably something double streaming.
Yeah, you're
Yes,
watching the
it's on
stream
Facebook.
Oh
and us
yeah,
at the
you meant to close
yeah.
that window out.
Yeah, close your Facebook
I
and
had
you'll
to
be
figure
fine.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to figure this out. That was crazy.
No problem.
Oh, wait, hold up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Oh, now we can't.
Now we can't. You got to put that back on.
Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching it on Facebook, but I turned the
Yeah.
volume up.
I had to figure this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I had to
wait,
figure
hold
this.
up.
Wait, hold up. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
You can't
Yeah,
watch it on
yeah.
Facebook. You got to watch it on StreamYard. Because if you watch it on Facebook, you'll be 3 minutes behind or 30 seconds behind us.
Facebook.
Okay, I'm watching it on Facebook, but I turned.
No, don't watch it on Facebook. Watch it on the StreamYard link.
Yeah,
that we
close
gave you.
close the other windows except for StreamYard.
Yeah, I closed
Yeah.
it. I think I just closed it.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I've been
that
waiting
sounds much better.
day because, okay. So I've been waiting for this day for help because I was working with a nonprofit. I am working with a nonprofit organization called Green Book of Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
And I was helping create a new look for them. So I used that Listing Pro WordPress theme.
Mhm.
And I just got all caught up and they wanted to start. I suggested that they start charging for plans, if people wanted to share videos and other things, but I could not get it connected to PayPal. So that when you how it works is you go to the listing, and if you're the owner of that business, you can actually claim the listing. When you claim it, the plan would come up. And so when you select the plan, and then you're supposed to be able to select the plan and then pay. So I could not get that part to work. And I have
you
not
haven't
been
heard back from their support at all?
No,
Okay.
support is bad. And I have been looking at I joined their Facebook group
Mhm.
and I have not seen anything similar to it. And I put a question out there. So I was
Okay.
just waiting. But
Yeah, that's probably pretty much your best bet on that one.
Yeah.
Typically, when you're doing like the payment gateways, you have to set that up first to make sure that
Okay.
integration is working first. And if you don't
Okay.
have that integration working first, then it's not going to work down the road. So
Oh.
there's got to be some kind of there's got to be a morning after. There's got to be a configuration screen somewhere for the PayPal integration within their within their within their theme options or something of that nature. I couldn't find anything in their documentation at all. Otherwise, I'd help you. But that's kind of the thing, you know.
And so you did share today about staging and backing up the site, which is needed. So I want to back it up locally, but the co-owners and co-founders of the site actually make some edits to the site. So I really need the staging environment to be on the server, not locally.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I need to call GoDaddy and see what they can do to help us there. Because I don't know if you've seen, but on Fox 13 News, the site actually been featured on there like last week.
Oh, cool.
So Green Book of Tampa Bay is for Black businesses to you can find the local Black businesses in your area and patronize the businesses.
Yeah, I saw Creative Loafing featured you guys too. So.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I started working with them prior to all this
Okay.
protests and things going on, but we kind of did a beta testing, but the founders actually treating it as though it's live. You know what I mean? They were just supposed to tell a couple. They were supposed to tell a couple people so they can test it, but then they go out there and tell the whole world.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, oh my goodness. So now I feel like we need to make sure the site's backed up before it crash.
Yeah. It's not that hard to get backups on. I mean, I know GoDaddy, at a minimum, you can do a database dump. Like go into the GoDaddy cPanel and there's a database thing and just say database dump. There's probably at least a backup somewhere inside GoDaddy. If not, you may have to do like a plugin. That link that we posted, the one that's in when we were talking about it tonight, the databases, backups, and migrations. Oh my! Use one of those plugins, and you'll get a good backup from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for that. Yeah, no problem. I wish we could help you more with the payment gateway stuff, but yeah, when it's coming from a theme, it's a little harder to do. So yeah. Especially if they're not using a membership plugin that is managing that. If they're using something else, you're kind of screwed. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you for dropping in. And thanks for doing the work you're doing for Green Book.
Yeah, this is a really cool site. Sorry, I probably missed half of what you said because I'm digging around in the site right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really cool site. It's definitely, like the timing is like it's going to be a neat.
Yeah.
It's a good resource to have like out right now. I know you said it's in beta, but maybe just getting something.
Hey, Jen, can you copy and paste that into the comments?
Yeah, just getting something in there and making sure that something is not so beta right now. Even if you do it in iterations, I've had client sites that we've done in iterations where, okay, well, let's just get your homepage and a contact page done. Let's push that out.
Just don't give them any premium options yet.
Yeah.
Hold
just to
off
get
on
something
giving
out
them
because
premium options.
I think just having that as that name as a known resource, just for marketing purposes right now, would be great for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we just need to create a staging site and then take the plans off for right now and just allow to do a free upload so all the businesses are in there.
Right.
We went from 100 businesses that I just looked today. I was like 400. We've had 42,000. Wow. We've had 42,000 views.
Yeah,
I can imagine. That's amazing.
Nervous,
definitely turn the plans off. Get the basic business listing out there.
Yeah,
and then add the other stuff in later. And that's the best idea. That's a really good idea, Jen. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, thank you. So greenbooktampabay.org. I will. Hang on a second.
Yeah, let us know how we can support you there.
That's the site, guys, out there in the world.
Yeah, it's out there in the world.
Well, we're live. We're live on YouTube right now.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Lynn. Question for you: is it truly designated as a 501c3?
I think so. I can't speak to it because I was just asked to help. So I can't speak to that. I don't know. That would have to be Hillary and Josh.
Okay, the reason why I asked is like there might be an opportunity to connect with Tech for Good
Yeah.
and get
That would be
additional
good.
support. Because there are some resources that if they're an official designated 501c3, they can get a lot of things probably fairly cheaper.
Yeah.
As just a coming in. So it might be something to look into. Erica Wood was on the call. She is the leader for that organization here
Yep.
in
And
the
it's
area.
TampaTechForGood.org, I think, is the website.
Yeah, and she would be a great.
I just jumped in to help them, so that would be great if we could, because
Yeah.
you know it's a little overwhelming.
I can believe that. But yeah, the Tampa Tech for Good is linked in with TechSoup. They can give you access to Tampa Tech for Good. They have access to if you're connected in like a 501c3, you got access to Google Suite for free. There's a lot of things that you can get through TechSoup that.
Oh, that would be great, because I'm pretty sure they are a nonprofit, because we're just working with a lot of nonprofits in the city of St. Pete. I mean, that's how I got connected, because I'm a part of the One Community Plan, and we're just trying to help a lot of small businesses and nonprofit organizations. And I'm just volunteering my skills. I'm a web content developer. I was for Valpak, but through COVID, I just got laid off 2 weeks ago. So, I have a background in development, and I'm trying to really hone in. WordPress, we use a lot of it, but trying to help them, using my skills. But this would be great.
I would also put that in their footer. Put the 501c3 in the footer.
Yeah.
Okay. All
and
right.
if you're selling on there, I heard you say something about memberships. I'm not sure with memberships, but I know with sales in Florida, if they're based in Florida, there's a disclaimer that you've got to have in there. But if you message me, I'll help you find some information about that if you don't have it.
That would be great.
And
Yes.
that's the website. That's the website for Tampa Tech for Good. They have a Facebook group, a link to the Meetup. We have webinars and stuff on a monthly basis as well. So, and I think we're going to be doing an Ask Us Anything for Tampa Tech for Good soon. We were supposed to be doing a web dev day at the end of the year, but with all of the quarantine stuff, we may have to be putting it off or be doing only one site. So we'll figure that out.
Goodness.
So, yeah, it's going to be a pain. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Steve, for giving that additional information.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for dropping in and being our second guinea pig. And say hi to your kids and give hugs to them.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks. Not too bad. This has been a fun little meeting today. All right. We are at 7. What are we at? We're at an hour now. 7:30. So I don't see any new questions popping in. So I think
we didn't actually address the one about Namecheap hosting. And I think someone else said they had used them for hosting and it was good. And then
there's an Opal Stack as a good host.
Yeah.
When you start talking about hosting, you're going to get a million different opinions.
Yeah, there's a lot. Namecheap, I've only used them for domain names, and their support was excellent. I can only imagine it's the same for hosting. I don't know if they have that one-click staging. To me, that's incredibly important at this point. And kind of for the reasons that we've discussed previously, but it just makes everything so much simpler when you've got that available, and you're not, having to copy files over to actually create a new staging when you can just do that one click just to get on there, just do quick plugin updates, theme updates on the staging, and then push it back live. It's so much easier.
And I also feel like having a hosting company that doesn't do backups daily for you is, what are you paying for?
Yeah.
I could have a Facebook group for that. That's how I look at it. If I'm not getting a backup of my database daily by the hosting company, and I can't get it restored with a one-click restore, what am I paying for? Is how I look at it. So that's just me. So anyway, I'm not seeing any more questions popping into the channel, so I think we're going to wrap. Visit our website, WordPressTampaBay.org. All of our meetups are listed there. There will be a link to this video there as well. A link to our next live stream is also there. You can also like us and subscribe on YouTube. There's some little buttons down below. They help us out, knowing that you guys like us and care about us and find our content great. And we will see you in next week, actually. It's like I was going to say in a few weeks, but no, it's next Tuesday. So, Jen, Nichelle, Elaine, who's no longer, let me see if Elaine's out there.
I am
she's
here.
the big. She is here. She is there. She's
Can
just
you
a
hear me?
gigantic.
Okay.
She's a little
Great.
E
She's a big
that like.
E.
She's an E that talks. She looks.
It
like
works
a little
better
robot.
without video for
Yeah,
me.
okay.
Brought to you by
It
the
was
letter
just too unstable.
Sorry
Too
about that,
crazy
Elaine.
unstable.
I didn't realize you were.
That's fine.
You were chatting. My bad.
I got a lot out of it, though. I could just listen and
Okay,
take
cool.
it in.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of fun. I like our format that we're using. So, this is our. Let me see. 1, 2. I think this is our 4th or 5th live stream. It's all
Yeah.
running together now. It's working great. Hopefully, we will get Newport Richie doing this, and we really want to get Tampa and Brandon to do this too. It's not hard. You can use my StreamYard account.
I'm digging
Really?
this StreamYard.
Wow.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think it works a lot better than the Ecamm Live. And I'm putting it out there live. Ecamm Live, you're kind of hard to work with, and you smashed my computer. So anyway.
Dang. Ouch.
I know, not as pretty. I think Ecamm Live definitely makes it look pretty, but I don't know. I think this is not bad looking. So anyway, thank you everyone today for coming in. Elaine, thank you for dropping in and chatting with me so I didn't freak out. And Jen, thank you for dropping in so I didn't have to do this all by myself. And Nichelle, it's so good to see you.
Yes.
Thank you for
so
dropping
good.
in.
Good to see you.
And thank you, all of you wonderful YouTube people and Facebook Live people out there
Yes,
that
thanks for
stayed
joining
through
us.
all of this and watched us. We will be back again next week. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and,
Hit
pop
the
our
like
little-
button and subscribe.
Yes, hit the like and subscribe. And I'm going to
Put your notifications on. Click the bell.
Click the bell. And I think this next little end cap is going to say all of that all over again, but I'm going to drop it on there anyway. So thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching our recorded session from WordPress St. Pete Meetup. We meet twice a month on the 1st and 3rd Tuesdays in downtown St. Pete at the Suncoast Developers Guild. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when new videos are added. Find out more about WordPress St. Petersburg at our website at wptampabay.org.